It was supposed to be the final chapter. NASCAR had gutted two of its rising powerhouses, 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports. No more charters, no more guaranteed entry, no more protection from the storm. These weren't just teams anymore, they were targets. Dropped into the open field with nothing but their speed to protect them. But just when it seemed like NASCAR had buried them, something seismic shifted. And now, everything is backfiring, because 2311 just pulled off a game-changing legal win, and it all traces back to a quiet sentence buried in the updated rulebook. But let's back up. This fight didn't start with lawyers. It started in the paddock, in hushed voices, knowing glances, and uneasy tension. When 2311 and FRM refused to sign NASCAR's new 2025 charter deal, they weren't just rejecting a contract, they were lighting the fuse on a revolution. For years, NASCAR counted on unity, on silence, on teams doing what they were told. But Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan said no, and suddenly, everyone was paying attention. Behind closed doors, the fear spread. If these two got punished, who would be next? NASCAR didn't hesitate. They dropped the hammer, yanked the charters, and sent a message: comply or vanish. But what NASCAR didn't anticipate was resistance on this scale.
Michael, are you disappointed that you're going for a championship and this is also hanging over you?
No, I've been in situations of disparity. I mean, I think the race team's going to focus on what they have to do this weekend, which I expect them to, and I think Jeffrey did an unbelievable job today, and I think, I put all my cards on the table. I think we did a good job of that, and but I'm looking forward to winning the championship this weekend, though.
Armed with one of the best legal teams in sports, Hamlin took the fight to federal court. What followed wasn't just a lawsuit, it was a battle for NASCAR's soul. 2311 and FRM claimed that NASCAR's charter system wasn't just flawed, it was rigged. An anti-competitive monopoly run to protect the France family's grip on the sport. And at first, they seemed to have won a round. A judge handed them a temporary victory, a preliminary injunction that let them keep operating like full charter teams while the case played out. But that victory didn't last. On June 5th, the appeals court flipped the table, denying their motion and stripping away the injunction. Now, 2311 and FRM were officially out. No charter, no guaranteed entry, no money safety net. And that's not just bad news, that's catastrophic. Without charter revenue, they stood to lose millions. And worse, if more than 40 teams entered a race, they could be bumped off the grid entirely. That's not just a bad race weekend. That's the difference between life and death for a modern race team. So they swung back, fast. The teams filed for an emergency restraining order to block NASCAR from enforcing the charter ban until a final court decision was made. The court declined, but dropped a bombshell. If 2311 and FRM were at risk of missing a race, that could be considered irreparable harm. That one line flipped the power dynamic, because now NASCAR had a dilemma. If more than 40 cars showed up and one of those teams got bumped, the courts might step in and hand them back their charters. NASCAR couldn't let that happen. So what did they do? They changed the rules. A quiet edit in the rulebook appeared. NASCAR, at its sole discretion, may elect to limit the number of entries for a race to 40. In such instances, open teams will be selected based on owner points. Translation: NASCAR capped the field. They made sure there wouldn't be more than 40 cars. And since 2311 and FRM are strong in points, they're safe for now. But make no mistake, this wasn't charity. NASCAR changed the rules because they were scared. That rule exists to keep the court from slamming them with a restraining order. Legally, it's a chess move. But in the court of public opinion, it looks like a retreat. And there's more happening behind the scenes than most people realize. Legal teams are poring over old contracts, sifting through years of correspondence, and preparing for what's shaping up to be the most revealing trial NASCAR has faced in decades. Depositions have already started, executives are being questioned under oath, and according to insiders, some of the things coming to light are making people at the top extremely nervous. Don't think for a second this is over. Hamlin went straight to the media and dropped 6 words that echoed across pit road. All will be exposed in December. The message was loud. The trial is set. No settlements, no backdoor deals. He wants the world to see every document, every email, every power play. This is no longer about racing. It's about control. And here's the twist. Tyler Reich, 2311's breakout driver, is staying silent. His contract says he can walk if the charter's gone, and now that clause is active. When asked, Hamlin gave a vague answer. Reich said nothing at all. But sometimes silence says everything. His future with the team hangs in the balance, and sponsors are watching closely. If Reich walks, others could follow. This isn't just about two teams. It's about whether NASCAR is run like a sport or a dictatorship. Are the France family untouchable? Or are we entering a new era where owners fight back?
Do you wish you were a lawyer instead of a race car driver?
I'm fascinated by it. I truly am. And I know NASCAR fans, roll their eyes, because, they just want to see, racing, right?
By rewriting the rulebook mid-lawsuit, NASCAR admitted fear, and that changes everything. Because come December, Hamlin isn't playing defense anymore. He's got the playbook, and he wants the world to see it. Emails, texts, contract clauses, it could all hit the courtroom, and when it does, it could tear down the very structure of how NASCAR works. The implications? Massive. If the court sides with 2311, the charter system could be gutted or rebuilt from scratch. Teams could earn more rights. NASCAR could be forced into checks and balances. Hamlin and Jordan wouldn't just be team owners, they'd be the ones who rewrote the rules. But if they lose, the fallout could be brutal. No charter, no protection. Key sponsors might bail. Tyler Reich could leave. And even a team as strong as 2311 can't survive forever as an open entry in a stacked system. They'd become the cautionary tale NASCAR uses to keep everyone else in line. And what about the rest of the garage? Will other owners join the rebellion or stay silent out of fear? Will NASCAR start quietly punishing those who back Hamlin? Will the France family double down or pivot? Will we see new alliances form between owners looking for fairer treatment? Or will fear rule the paddock? The stakes have never been higher. And the fans, they're no longer just spectators, they're stakeholders. The reaction online has been loud, passionate, divided. Some want tradition, others want revolution, but everyone wants answers. And now, for the first time in a long time, NASCAR is being forced to give them. This isn't just about winners and losers. This is about the direction of NASCAR's future. About whether the sport belongs to a single family or to the teams, drivers, and fans that made it what it is. 2311 is betting it all. And we'll all find out in December if they made history or paid the price. The courtroom will be the racetrack. The verdict will be the checkered flag. And the ripple effects? They might just change NASCAR forever.